track position right here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wad here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a wad. Stevens wanting to go. I was hoping he wasn't going to put that 51 car in the middle right now. But
Brian Silas, as we look over to
trouble.
There's Stephen Wallace spinning around, gets caught in the front end, continues to spin.
Looks like Billy Venturini possibly came along and clipped him.
Second caution of the day comes out. Stephen Wallace getting turned around going through the tri-oval.
See Stevens on the outside in the 61 car. Goes right up to, he just gets loose up there.
boy, it kind of looked like he might have cut a tire or something.
Yeah, you don't really get loose in that part of the racetrack, but some pretty hard contact for Steve Wallace.
Billy Venturini then clipping him in that number 25, and we saw the 11 was in front of that. I believe that was just a right front tire that had exploded.
See, he's waving.
Yeah,
he's waving the guy around.
He knew he had some sort of a problem. He was waving at that 14 car behind him. I think he knew he had a flat tire and he was trying to get out of the way.
I think he had a left rear flat.
And you see the rubber already came off the tire and was rolling down the racetrack.
Yeah, he's out of the way up high.
He was doing everything textbook. He just didn't have enough tire quite far enough around through the trial to get him through there.
Look at this 4-wide. Oh, this is going to be big.
Yeah, that was a
Stephen Wallace into the wall. The one car, Gilliland.
You see, he gets a big run on these three cars.
And I think Stephen was doing a great job being a little patient there. He could have pushed the issue even before. But right here, the track narrows up. Gilliland goes through the grass, and that shoots him over into Stephen Wallace. Just a huge mistake right there.
Boy, John West Townley did a nice job of not making it a 4-car deal. On board with Gilliland. Listen.
Look who you're messing with. 4 wide, 4 wide. Come on, man. Hold on to it.
On board with Stephen.
Middle 3, shut the 1 coming in there with fresh. Top of 4, middle 4, inside.
Yeah, Stephen just got blindsided right there.
Hang on to it, Steve-O.
Across the track, watch, you'll see the left side tires go into the dirt right there. And there he goes. Okay.
You're saying, okay, caution, turn 3.
So now the caution's out. See the caution waving on the right-hand side. Stephen Wallace right behind him. Oh, that's what happened. They just checked up because the caution car starts to pull out in front of the field right
yes,
there.
Yes, he did. Caution car come out a little early there.
Unbelievable. Way too early.
They were both on the brakes. Now you see the caution car jumping out.
Oh, yeah. Trevor Bates sees it.
Because he knows you can't pass the caution car.
What a great job by all 3 of these drivers.
Ooh, they got to hold on.
Whoa! And the 66 gets turned the 3rd week in a row. He is into the wall.
Kansas spins him with 2 laps to go.
All right, here's another replay. Keep an eye on the 16. There it is.
Just jacks him in the left rear corner. And it doesn't take, these cars are so light when they go through that corner right there. You could almost reach out from the wall and spin the guy out by just pushing it or kicking it with your leg.
This will be our 9th green-white checker of 2009, the 6th straight here at Memphis.
Well, didn't you call within 10 laps? There's usually cautions.
Yeah, there's been one, at least one in last. That's Scott Lagacy Jr. on the 11 underneath. Got into him. Here we go. Hang on. Ow.
Ah, got spun. Unbelievable.
So our 3rd caution comes out, and there's a lot of damage to the rear of Stephen Wallace's number 66. Okay, let's go back and take another look from the outside.
You see, you drive down in this corner right here, and there's, you know, it's just hard racing. It looked like the 11 car just moved up the racetrack a little bit. It's awful bumpy down there. It's really hard to run side by side and get into turn 1.
Well, Scott really didn't do anything wrong, Andy. Take a look. As he gets down to this, a classic, just get loose.
Yeah, and there's just not a lot of room there. I mean, Stephen's trying to keep, you know, he's wanting this spot. Stephen's trying to get this spot, so he's not going to give him an extra amount of room. They're racing.
Yeah, Scott just got loose. Let's take a look at it one more time. Gets down in there, very close to Stephen. We talk all the time about this is the thing you have to be careful of.
Yeah, see the back end just jump out there.
Yeah.
Hold the brake. Hold the brake.
Look at that. That was 34. Tony Raines making a nice move to keep from getting involved in that as well. Oh, no. Stephen Wallace into the wall. Also, Michael Annett.
I don't know what happened with Stephen Wallace, but he got a ton of damage here.
Well, he is getting back around, heading for the pits. They were 17th and 18th. Both were a lap down. In fact, they were the only two cars that were one lap down.
Best we can, Steve. Come down pit road right now. Don't speed. Stop in the stall, guys. We're trying to clear the tires again.
Remember, Michael Annett was in the battle for 10th in the points position. Michael McDowell is already out of the race. He's 11th in the points. And remember that these were the only two one lap down, so the next yellow, one of them would have gotten the lucky dog, and now neither one will.
Well, they were battling for this spot on the racetrack, and you get to racing that hard, sometimes you find yourself in a little bit of trouble. Let's see from the replay here. You see Stephen right now. Michael Annett trying to go by on the high side. You see the 66 car get a little bit loose, slide up in the 15 of Michael Annett, had a run, and just got into the back of him.
Boy, Tony Raines just gets by. All right, let's take a look at it in real speed. Listen.
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. You're carrying a lot of speed off that corner. You're well over 160 miles an hour on the exit of that corner.
Like I said, they had a lot at stake. Both of these teams did, trying to get that lap back. And they'll race hard for it. Just raced a little bit too hard.
Oh, no, let's hold on. We got a crash. It'll be our fourth caution. The 01 of Mike Wallace is involved, and the 66 of Stephen. Wallace, who is 8th in the driver's points, has been having a wonderful season so far for this team on a very limited budget, and there's the damage on the 66.
Yeah, Stephen got the worst of this deal here. A lot of damage on the right side.
The car had the right front fender beat in about 2 inches from that damage with Justin Allgaier, and I got a feeling that part of that is the reason. We'll have to go back and look at the replay in a minute, but
let's go back and ride with Stephen Wallace.
Oh, looks like he lost a tire right there.
Easy here, easy.
See that right front went down right before he went in.
Here.
I was real concerned about that with that damage in the right front.
Right side damage, pretty heavy.
Mike just a victim right there.
Low, Steve.
Here's the outside view.
Hear the tire blow, see the sparks.
No track mark.
We're going back racing at Nashville Superspeedway.
There's one thing for sure. 2 junior motorsports cars are first and second right now. Those guys were getting good gas mileage, their tires were wearing good, and they're right out front.
Yeah, but we got some slower cars in front of faster cars, and you know what usually that can mean. Look at Wimmer trying to jump away, but look at this pack in the middle here. Oh, they're 4 wide.
That's not going to work.
It's not going to work. This is congestion here.
Oh, hang on.
This can't work, guys.
There it is. There's the contact. Stephen Wallace into the wall.
Big wreck behind you. Big wreck behind you.
Can you believe it? 16, Colin Brown also in. Stenhouse crashes. Now Brown gets swept up. Look at the mess here. You got the 81 of Michael McDowell, the 35 of Jason Keller. Oh my, Mikey Kyle in the 10, his first start, and Stephen Wallace.
I was curious how these drivers were going to treat one another as we went back to green flag racing, because there was going to be that congestion, and that just didn't make any sense. 3 wide does make sense. We had 4 wide.
Yeah, and you could just tell that it was not going to end up good for a lot of people. All right, let's go back and take another look at this mess.
This all started off of turn 2. You can see the 1 car get to the inside and make it 3 wide. That sorted itself out, but here 4 wide right behind him.
And there's just no room.
And I don't know what makes us drive like this or behave like this, but there is an urgency midway through the race if you think, I've got to get to the front, and maybe that's part of it.
Well, the only thing you're going to get to the front to in this deal is the front of the hauler.
Seems pretty obvious after the fact, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, where are we going?
You can see both of Rusty's cars that he owns, the 62 and the 66, were 2 on the inside, but that kind of forced the hand of Jason Keller in the 35, and he didn't have anywhere to go, and that's kind of where things started. The 66 got up into him.
Let's go on board with Steven. Just listen.
Still pedal. Still pedal. Still pedal. Pedal to forward. 2 outside. 4 wide. 2 outside.
What a mess.
Common expression in this business, give and take. What, you know, at some point, one of those drivers, 2 of those drivers, maybe a half dozen of those drivers needed to say, all right, I'm going to live to race another lap because we can't do this getting into the corner.
Well, this is going to take some time to clean up. This is our 5th caution here as we have just passed halfway. And, oh, man. Get out the checkbooks because there's a lot of bills that have got to be paid now. Whoa, Steven limping. Looks like the right leg or ankle.
Yeah, that's a hard lick, especially when you get hit head on. You don't really have a chance to get the car slowed down. You're getting pushed up there.
All right, well, obviously, we'll have somebody over at the Infield Care Center, and we'll get an update as soon as we can on Steven's condition. Michael McDowell, he is okay. He climbs out of the car, and he'll get into the ambulance under his own power. All right, as we said,
coming up on the motorsports. Oh no, we got a crash. Brian Scott. Oh, and the 16 is also involved. That's Colin Brown, and now the fire is the 66 is Stephen Wallace.
And now the 4th.
See here, Brian Scott. He was the other car that was involved in this.
Oh, and he gets a little help. That's Wimmer.
Yeah. And he collects up Brown there. And Stephen Wallace, just a victim there. Drives up underneath the back of it.
Yeah, and you're just going so fast and things happen so quickly here. You just don't have a chance to react. You can see Stephen, but you know he's running wide open and trying to go. And
Kelly Byers does a nice job of just escaping all of that.
You know, I heard Kyle Busch talking about how it's just luck that you have a good finish here. And right there was just terrible luck for Stephen Wallace and Colin Brown.
It's already in progress there, and there's Steven as he just couldn't get it turned.
And Steven got a little bump from the 30 car and through the car. He watched this. It's like this is a little late, but he had gotten a bump through the car on the right rear, had to turn right to try to save the car, and drifted right into the 62.
The 40 car and the 62 car got together somehow. Were parked backwards up against the wall. See the 30 car and the 66 race, and the 30 hit the 66 in the back a little bit, and there was nowhere for anybody to go. Massive wreck here.
Yeah, if we go back a little bit earlier, we can see that there was contact with the 30 and the 66 because neither of them could get slowed down. And believe me, the spotters jump on the radio and say, shut it down, shut it down.
And here's what you were talking about a little bit earlier, down the backstretch.
Down the backstretch, and the spotters identify it. They jump on the radio, a little bump at the same time. That's where it throws the 66 over on the right rear. See the left front tire? He's turning to the right, Nothing he could do.
And another crash down the front straightaway. Stephen Wallace is involved.
Standard Phoenix wreck off of 4 when you get over there. About 5 or 6 cars
all around each other all day long. See here now, Stephen Wallace is going to try to make a pass on the inside. Looks like he got a little bit loose and up into the 30.
That's Ron Hornaday gets underneath. Boy, Ira Almirola slides past. So does Ricky Carmichael there, the 34. Another view.
You can see the back end of that car step out, and Steven tried to correct it. Got into left rear of James Busher.
Let's go on board with Stephen Wallace.
Here, Stephen just
still inside.
Check up on the throttle, get a little bit loose. Gets in the left rear. Sends Busher for a ride.
Now running in the 6th position.
Oh, contact right there.
Oh, we got a crash. Stephen Wallace into the wall. And with 13 laps to go, we're going to have our 8th caution.
there.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like Stephen clipped the front. It looks like, is that one of the Roush cars?
I believe.
Yeah, it is. Trevor Bain.
Trevor Bain, yes.
to come back on you.
Just barely.
Easy.